Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Morning Metaphysical Report. My name is Lysander Xanthus. Today is December 30th, 2019, and today I will be sharing with you the astrology, numerology, and other material for your day ahead, which hopefully you'll find inspirational. So, I like to start each morning with a little clearing and a blessing. So I'm going to use this singing bowl to clear. And I will be using this selenite crystal to send you healing and peaceful energy. I bless you, and I bless your day ahead. I bless you that you may discover greater clarity within yourself today. That today you are better able to see what it is you need to see and to get the ideas that you need to get to take yourself the next step forward. And that the rest can fall away. There are a lot of things that can distract us. I bless your day ahead. Everyone will be helpful today, and your path is clear. Be blessed.
A fantastic 3 it shall be. It's a 3 day. 3 days are all about laughter and joyfulness. So everyone in your path is going to be so happy.
Okay.
Just adding that in there. They have to. It's a 3 day. So you have to believe everyone's going to be happy.
Yes. So now let us talk about the astrology for today. So, the Sun, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto are all in Capricorn, so there is a big emphasis on the qualities of Capricorn, which are independence, self-sufficiency, problem solving, practicality, and pushing oneself forward. So there are very positive influences here, and the influence here is to help your mind be in an organized place so you can express all of these things that have been going on inside, wanting to put yourself and your life together in a new way. Transformation comes to you and your circumstances when you push yourself to be more self-sufficient, to solve your own problems rather than waiting on other people or situations to change of themselves, or turning to others to do it for you. So there is that. It is a great time to set things in place to put your best foot forward in the new year. Mars is in Scorpio, giving us a needed push of initiative. So you may perhaps have been finding it more difficult to ignore how it is you really feel about certain situations, people, and relationships. But this is a powerful tool to give you the courage and motivation to make the changes that you need to in your life and to set things in place and to follow those decisions through. Venus and the moon are in Aquarius, so we may be having some unusual dreams. I feel as though it's possible that we could have romantically themed dreams as well. Venus in Aquarius and the moon in Aquarius both put an emphasis on us feeling more comfortable, being a bit more independent. So we have some help in that with the things we talked about in Capricorn, in our internal selves, and when it comes to our relationships, we are feeling a little more inclined to stand on our own and be a little more independent right now. We may also strongly desire to march to the beat of our own drum and to do things our own way and to follow our hearts, which would be good, I feel like. It's a good time to do so. Neptune is in Pisces, so within us, we all have our own intuitive knowledge. Things that would normally stay in our subconscious are rising to consciousness, so we may be more aware of our hunches and instincts. It is up to us, of course, how we'd like to use that information. Uranus is in Taurus in retrograde. So, on the one hand, it is a time to reassess and reevaluate our current comfort zones, to decide if we really want the habits we have to root themselves deeper into our consciousness, or it is a time for radical change in this area and to evaluate what habits or comfort zones we want to have taking root in our minds more deeply. So that is the astrology for today. Actually, I'm going to look at the aspects real quick. Thank you.
I'm just gonna put it to you.
Maybe, we will see. So there are quite a few aspects today, such as Moon squaring Mars, then Moon moving into Pisces later, the Moon sextile Mercury, then sextile Uranus, then Mercury in triune with Uranus, and the Moon in sextile with Jupiter. But what does that all mean anyway? Some of the influences that these aspects exert today is that today is a great thing for thinking things through, and we may be desiring comfort and not so up to challenging ourselves in an active way today. A desire to be comfortable, but this is okay for today because allowing yourself this comfort will help you think better, to think things through and be better prepared for what's ahead. Opportunities may be revealed to you by doing this, because having the space to think will offer you the opportunity to have a measured approach to things and to access your intuition. So you may discover something you haven't noticed before. And to be we may be having more psychic or emotional dreams tonight. So yes, so that is the astrology for today. So now let's move on to the day's numerology. It is a 3-day. 3 vibration values communication and creative energy. It is a very expressive number. The 30th of the month. It's a 3-day, and laughter is the best medicine. Don't take anything or anyone too seriously. Call a former classmate to share old funny memories. If you've been out of touch with someone you value, this is the day to play catch up. Do something silly. Take a dance class. Watch a classic comedy movie or dress up and hit the town. You will be noticed today, so why not be the star that you are? Be yourself. And this may sound contrasting to the astrology, but I really don't think it is. When we take time to laugh and make merry and to find the humor in things, it actually allows us greater objectivity. So, highly recommended. Just a moment, we're going to be moving into the crystal healing of the day, but I'm going to take a bite first.
I didn't get breakfast this morning, guys. I'm sorry about the avocado toast on screen.
Yes, I hope the avocado toast is offensive to no one.
Some mornings we just don't get it pulled together fast enough. But we always want to be here for you guys.
If you like, share what is your favorite breakfast and your favorite beverage of the morning.
My favorite beverage of the morning is wine, but I'm not supposed to have it in the morning, so I drink coffee. See, Ray Miller understands the avocado toast. He gets us.
It's good. Try it with pickled onions.
Oh my god, pickled onion toast. I need to make pickled onions again. It's been a while.
So just put some red onions. Here's your food tip of the day. Not that we have the kitchen with segment yet. Put red onions in red wine vinegar. You can add other stuff as well. What does the kitchen witch like to add to her onion pickling mixture?
When I pickle onions, I use a glass jar, and I use red onions, and it's red wine vinegar and clover honey.
Clover honey, specifically from clover.
You can use any kind of honey. I find clover honey isn't quite overly sweet as other honeys can be. And the best part about that is, with a little bit of intention, it is also a sweetening spell, which is a type of glamour spell that makes people see you as sweeter and helps people warm up to you.
Yes, all of those ingredients, not just the honey, but onions are a potent love spell ingredient.
Absolutely.
Use wisely.
So, for a quick get your coworkers to love you spell, eat pickled onions.
Yes. So, avocado toast. So like avocado on toast with a cut up pickled onion, and then that's pretty good by itself, honestly. But you can add like ham or bacon or sausage, some kind of morning meat. Very good. I also like Tabasco on it, but that's just me. All right, that's the food tip of the day. I don't always get treated to that.
Then we've got a couple comments about favorite breakfast here.
I think Iris might be agreeing with you with the wine. It's a little unclear. Cheese or beans with bread and tea. Oh man, that is good.
That is good. We haven't had a nice classic kind of breakfast like that one. We don't get a lot of time in the morning before we have to be here with you guys, so our breakfasts are usually very quick or not at all. Most mornings we drink just coffee.
My favorite morning beverages, I can't just pick one. Coffee, Earl Grey tea. I do like Tips tea, which is just a black tea, and orange juice, but I don't have that in the house too often.
So that's interesting.
Yes, wine for breakfast. Thank you for the confirmation.
Yes, wine for breakfast. Lynn was commenting.
Yes. Lynn says, I don't eat breakfast. I do intermittent fasting. 18 plus 7 or 6. I drink water and coffee in the morning. Helps reduce stress, hormones, any other benefits. Well, that's great. Everyone's very different, so it's awesome that you found something that works for you.
Absolutely. Very important. Wine for breakfast works best for me. Again, I'm not supposed to have that.
Yeah. Well, now that we have done the food tip of the day, and there's a hidden magic tip in there as well. Glamorous.
Fantastic.
Now it's time for the crystal healing. I have something new I'd like to share with you today. So today's crystal is carnelian.
It is indeed.
This is not the new thing. Carnelian is a pretty standard crystal. But let me tell you about carnelian real quick. So carnelian is a stabilizing stone. It restores vitality and motivation and stimulates creativity. It gives courage, promotes positive life choices, dispels apathy, and motivates for success. It helps in trusting yourself and your perceptions. It overcomes negative conditioning and encourages steadfastness. Improves analytical abilities and clarifies perception. It protects against envy, rage, and resentment. It calms anger and banishes emotional negativity. I also find that it is an excellent crystal to aid manifestation and kind of taking what you're intending and helping it transition into reality.
Absolutely. Carnelian is one of my favorite stones. I have a lot of it. Not as much as I have titusite, but I have a lot of it.
Yes. So, I'm going to begin the healing. I'm going to be using India Temple incense to bless your energy, and then I have this spray. Someone shared it with me. It is a aura cleansing spray, and I don't know all the ingredients in it, but I believe it has herkimer, diamond, palo santo, and cedar, and sage. So I'm going to spray this to help cleanse your energy, and then I will be using carnelian to do the crystal healing. So if you'd like to participate in this healing and experience the crystal for yourself, all you need to do is breathe, relax, and allow yourself to receive the energy. So I'm spreading this incense around you. Breathe it in. Spreading the energy of the spray through your energy body. concludes the crystal healing with carnelian. If I had the name of the company who made the spray I used earlier, I would share it with you, but I don't at this time. But it's something that I like a lot, so I will be sharing it with you in the future once I get a hold of what it is. This is probably my favorite piece of carnelian, at least that we have currently.
Oh, interesting. An interesting reaction to our heat lights.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing and for the feedback. It always interests me what people individually experience, because everyone's experience is going to be unique, experiencing this energy. So sit in the energy that you have received. We are going to be moving on to our affirmation of the day. So I would like to read the affirmation to you the first few times in first person and second person, so that you can really focus on hearing the words and taking them in. Then we will say them together at the end. I am centered and calm and balanced. The universe approves of me. I trust my higher self. All is well. I am centered and calm and balanced. The universe approves of me. I trust my higher self. All is well. You are centered and calm and balanced. The universe approves of you. You trust your higher self. All is well. You are centered and calm and balanced. The universe approves of you. You trust your higher self. All is well. Now let's say it together 3 times. I am centered and calm and balanced. The universe approves of me. I trust my higher self. All is well. I am centered and calm and balanced. The universe approves of me. I trust my higher self. All is well. I am centered and calm and balanced. The universe approves of me. I trust my higher self. All is well. Sit with those words. Thank you, Pamela. I like my cup too.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got coffee top love today.
But this is the real trick. It's 9. So this affirmation comes from Heal Your Body by Louise Hay.
It's the last of the spine.
It's the last of the spine affirmations. So in the back of this book, there is a spine diagram. So for each vertebra, is that how you say that? Vertebrae?
Vertebrae.
Vertebrae. It lists And here it lists the physical effects for when certain vertebrae are misaligned or in subluxation. But it also talks about the mental and emotional causes for, this isn't even on screen, for each vertebrae as well, and the new thought pattern or affirmation for each one. So in the morning report, we've gone from the very bottom of the spine all the way up to the top, all these affirmations.
I said, if you would please, hashtag more cats.
Well, that does conclude our affirmation, so now it's time for more cats.
More cats.
So if you've enjoyed any of the affirmations, I do suggest this book.
It's a fantastic book. I use the affirmations daily for anything that ails me.
I actually would like to wash my hands. I have the spray on my hands.
Go on.
So I shouldn't be petting or touching the cat.
That means you guys get a few minutes with the kitchen witch and cats. Good morning, everybody. Say hello, Rex. Hashtag more cats. Want to say anything to the people? No, you want to get to Daddy's avocado toast. You can't have the avocado toast.
So, cat tip, or pet tip rather, pet/magic tip.
Can't have avocado toast.
You look up what oils and plants are toxic and safe for your pets, and if you use such things like I did today with the clearing spray, be sure that you wash your hands before touching your animals. So a lot of the oils in there are not good to be on a cat's fur, especially since they self-groom. So if you pet them and then they clean themselves, they will consume the oil. So be mindful.
Yes.
Be
Very
mindful,
important tip.
not just with your magical supplies, but also with
Essential
beauty
oils
products, essential products. Yeah. Did you know that basil is okay for cats? It's one of the essential oils that are okay for them to be around. So especially if you use a essential oil diffuser, look it up. Make sure you're not. Make sure you're looking out for your family. All right. There are no cats, so cat screen goes. Hello, everyone.
Well, I hope everyone enjoyed a few minutes with the magical lady.
Well, based on the comments, everyone enjoyed cats. Yes.
You're so wet to leave it. You're gonna splatter me with water like you did yesterday.
All right. Yes, Iris, that is exactly right.
Yeah.
So please look that up. Like, for example, lavender is not good for cats. And a lot of other things, especially like evergreens like cedar.
And make sure when you're
Whatever.
checking your references, you're using a veterinary or
Yeah, like Pet
medical
MD.
sites.
Pet MD is good, or other things.
Because I have read sites that say you can use lavender oil on your cats, and you absolutely cannot. So make sure you're sourcing your information well, and you're being very cautious.
Speaking of cats, Arushka Gal loves coffee, but she
Yes.
really should not have it. Cats should not have coffee. Don't let them drink it. Milk is not actually good for them either, despite what the cartoons would have us believe.
Man, everybody's getting good tips today.
Anywho,
That was one of the things people voted on.
More
personal
cats.
tips and
more cats.
And more
It's
cats.
about cats.
So tips about cats. That's what you guys are getting.
So spread that knowledge to the people you know and love. People aren't trying to endanger their pets. They just don't know. I didn't know before I looked it up. All right. So now it is time for the card reading of the day. And I will need to choose my deck. It looks like the kitchen witch is shuffling over at her desk.
Yes, Kitchen Witch is trying to make these cards happy because she ignores them too often.
Oh, so she's doing personal reading over there. So there's a lot of reading that happens. over here. Excuse me. What?
My
Which
deck's- my
deck?
deck's telling me.
Um,
Chick-fil-A.
yeah. I kind of mindlessly grabbed that one. Yes, this one.
That's
Mhm.
funny, I didn't even see what you grabbed. Yay, the card reading. Yes. This is
So today's reading comes from the Nicoletta Ciccoli Tarot. I like this deck because it has very whimsical imagery. It is kind of has a lot of strong contrasts in it. There's a lot of feminine figures, and it's very whimsical and full of fantasy. But there are extremely strong adult themes in this deck, so it's not for kids. I don't think any children watch this, but I didn't really design this with young ones in mind, so not for kids. If you get this deck, it's not for kids. Don't be fooled by the cute imagery. No. So I'm going to be doing a card reading for all of you to give you insight and guidance into the day ahead. Some of this reading may resonate with you, and some, or all of it may. Everyone's different. Yeah. I like Celtic Cross. It kind of covers all the bases. Yes, hashtag adult themes, big time. I'm not rated R, but I'm just, it makes me uncomfortable thinking
I haven't seen the Oracle deck, by the way. There are two Chick-fil-A decks. One is an
Oh.
Oracle deck and one is a Tarot deck.
Oh.
So I don't know, I know the imagery is different in each. So the
Uh,
Oracle deck,
Nicoletta Ciccoli is an artist, and her work is full of adult themes, so anything by her is...
probably not for you. Just so that people know
Yeah.
that there are two different decks out there and they are probably equally...
And as an artist, she also has art books. I just like her work. I resonate with it. Yes. Just so you know.
Oh no! Sorry, cat attack. Apparently it was wet up there. She just absorbed it all with her foot before I could see it. She just dive bombed my taro spread with wet feet. I love that. Rage, come back out. Crazy Bolo.
Do you have anything you'd like to share?
Oh, Sacred Traveler, what that? I'll have to look that one up.
Alright. Oh dear. Okay.
At least I had a good reading.
So it is.
Looking it up.
Well, we have 4 cards. Would you like to add anything before I begin? Yeah. We would.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah, we would.
Oh, how nice.
She's looking at the Sacred Traveler on her computer right now.
That's a very nice deck. I like the art and themes there. It's very pretty.
Let's set that aside. So we have 6 cards. All right. 3 thoughts. So let us begin. The 5 of Swords. This card talks about that there's a certain situation in your life in which you winning is not possible, but it is because someone is not playing fair, and that there are a lot of there's a lot of malicious intentions in the situation, probably towards you. I feel like for most of you, it's not going to be saying that you feel this way towards someone else. It's usually a card of warning. So generally, when this comes up, it says, you know, whatever situation it is, get out from it. Whatever person it relates to, disengage. That is, the only way to win is to not play. Now the second thought is 3 cards. And I feel as though I kind of separate them as thoughts, because sometimes that means they're not related to each other. So this is a new thought. The Ace of Cups. This talks about that you need to give to yourself the love that you so generously give to others. And that when you give that love and care to yourself, love will increase overall in your life. Take you back. Take you back. That's what comes to me. The card after it is the Empress. This card talks about unconditional love and nurturing. The meaning of the card is to know that you are part of a whole, that all things are part of a whole and you are part of that too, and to look after other living creatures and receive their love in return. But this is there's an analytical aspect in this that I like. She is examining each being, and I feel as though it is good for you. I feel as though who this thought is for, you are already a loving person who gives nurturing to others, but it's asking you to be analytical as well, to measure each being, not as to judge them if they are worthy of love or not. You can continue to love them, but to determine what is best in each situation. Perhaps nurturing doesn't mean giving everything of yourself to each being, but accepting them for what they are and where they are at and leaving them be. Third card is the Moon. This card suggests you going within yourself, diving into your feelings and your subconscious to really assess where it is that you are at, where your heart is, where it lies, and what true feelings are underneath the surface veneer of your daily emotions and reactions. Go deeper. Really understand yourself. Dip down and discover your power. Discover your love, where it is and is not. So that is the second thought. Now we begin a whole new thought unrelated to the first two. I mean, they may be related. It's just sort of like you should think of them as separate paragraphs. So the third thought. This is the Eight of Wands. This card comes to let you know that there are a lot of messages of hope coming to you now, and to pay attention to these messages around you, because you need to be in a position to act on them, and if you aren't paying attention, you may miss the opportunities being presented to you, the information and insights being presented to you. So be sharp. The card following that is the Four of Discs. This card talks about feeling restricted and trapped by material considerations and allowing material considerations such, and it's not just money, but it does frequently pertain to finances, but it could be a living situation or any other physical or material type of consideration, like your relationships, honestly, most often money, living circumstances, etc. Allowing these things to separate you from life's true joys. The issue and subject of finances to separate you from life's true joys. So it's a distraction from what is really important, what's really going on, and you might miss these messages. It's understandable because financial limitations can be very frustrating or scary, and can seem like the most important thing to address, but it's just reminding you to be mindful. Alright, so those are the 6 cards that came up for all of you. Some of you may resonate with only some of those thoughts or all of them. I'm going to put them back and see if the cards have anything else they'd like to say. If you'd like to go over this reading again, this video will be available for replay.
Woohoo!
Alright. Oh. One dashed out at once. Ah, yes, that is a very good card. Ooh. They have a lot to say to you all today, but we are getting to the end of the year, so they're like, really? Please look at all this.
Yes.
Is the reading too long? Is that why we're sighing?
No.
Okay. Whew.
You're fine. I lost another group today.
That is okay. The report doesn't need to be where it's not wanted.
Yeah.
Alright, we have 5 cards here. One is a subject card, and the rest are an elaboration on the subject. So, this is the Chariot. The meaning of this card is taking the reins of your life into your own hands. And it emphasizes that by being decisive now, you not only help yourself, but others too. It's time to take control. The feeling is that you can't afford to let other people be in charge of you and your life anymore. It's time for you to be, and to make decisions.
Step forward in this 2020 year.
Yeah. Not doing so could cost you more than trying and failing would. Now, the next 4 cards are an elaboration on this subject, so they all pertain to this idea. This is the 8 of Swords. This card talks about feeling fearful and giving away your power, most of all. Feeling like you are in a stuck position where you have to, I have to do this, I have to do that, or I should do this, I should do that. Feeling like your life, you're in a position of being forced almost by whether it's by your own ideas or other people's expectations. So this is telling you that's what's going on. You're not actually powerless. The situation's not as horrible and fearsome as it seems to you. You need to take control and take your power back. Take you back. The next card is the World. This suggests being in a place of stagnancy and feeling limited and trapped, and that you are on the cusp of your eggshell breaking. It is time to shake things up. Change is imminent. So yes, that is mostly what it's pertaining to. The next card is the Devil. #adult things. This card is quite a serious one because it says that nothing good can come of the situation. Whatever situation that is you're in, nothing good can come of it. And this points to struggling with addictions and patterns of abuse or self-destructiveness or destructive patterns with other people. And there's a firm emphasis on patterns because patterns are a way of being trapped because you kind of go around and around and around again, not going anywhere, nothing changing, being in the same little spot. And that if you persist in that cycle, nothing's going to change and nothing good will result of it, and frequently it gets worse each time you go around. So it's just emphasizing, no, really, this situation has expired and it's spoiling. Like milk. Yeah. Milk is kind of sour to begin with, and it just gets more so older it gets. The last card, don't mind me and my weird analogies. This is the Four of Cups. Again, an image of being constricted or trapped inside of something. But the meaning here has a nuance of stagnancy, complacency, being bored with life, ennui. So it's really stating that no one's keeping you trapped here. This is a comfort zone. This is, when you fight for your limitations, when you make excuses for your situation, you win the right to keep them. You win the right to stay in that situation, which ultimately doesn't help you. So you've got to realize your own part of being a little too comfortable. It may seem strange, but we could definitely get very comfortable in situations that make us miserable. It's also suggesting, again, the idea of complacency or becoming bored with life. And this card is a bit straightforward. It's like there's no excuse for being bored with life. It's up to you to seek that something new and to take the initiative and to change circumstances. If you just go with the flow of life, then it's kind of like being just caught in a current in the ocean. You're not really going to go anywhere. And the only way out is to take life into your own hands and make decisions for yourself. Sorry, I hit the mic. Going with the flow and allowing the universe to unfold things for us works better when we've set an intention for the road we want to walk, instead of just be like, anything goes, wherever the wind blows, universe. You may not find that to be I have found that to not be so productive. So you've got to decide first what you want in spite of the circumstances, So if you're going this way to like make a firm decision to change your path, and then things will unfold from there. You've got to be the leader of your own life. That is what's being urged over and over again as we reach the end of the year. I think that concludes today's card reading.
Fantastic.
I'm going to go ahead and put this away.
Go with the flow with what you know. Indeed.
Because it depends on how that's meant.
I think in some cases, yes, that is the point. I'm over here reading for myself. Cards are flying all over the place, trying to get my attention.
My goodness.
Of course, this deck also feels neglected, so I think it just wants to comment on everything since I'm shuffling.
I mean, I don't blame it. I would comment on everything if I've been ignored for the better part of the last few years.
Hey. Sorry, I don't need a deck to know everything that's happening anymore.
Just checking the comments. Thanks for the feedback, everybody.
Wow.
It does interest me how people are feeling about things.
I think it's always interesting also when people really connect with it.
Mm-hmm.
And they resonate with the reading. It's always interesting.
Indeed. So now we've come to the other reading of the day.
The book reading of the day.
Yes, from a book, not cards.
Fantastic insight to prepare for your 2020.
Today's reading comes from The Powers Within You by Louise Hay. We have been reading through the chapter Expressing Your Creativity. So I'm going to read a few sections. And this is just food for thought. And we have been talking about how our work, we can choose to make it an expression of ourselves, and that if we hate our work, no matter what job we move into, eventually we will learn to hate that job too. So kind of changing your perspective about things, even if it's not like exactly your soul's deepest purpose to have to be in the current job you have, finding ways to find good in it, because that's how you move on to better things with time. So the next part is your income can come from many sources. How many of us believe that we have to work hard to earn a good living? Especially in this country, the USA. There is a work ethic that implies that one must work hard to be a good person, and in addition to that, work is drudgery. I have found that if you work at what you love, you can usually create a good income for yourself. If you continually say, I hate this job, you will get nowhere, or it'll be extremely difficult. Whatever you are doing, bring love and positive attitude into it. If you are in an uncomfortable situation, look within to see what is the best lesson for you to learn from it. One young woman told me that her belief system allowed money to come to her from all sorts of unexpected sources. Her friends criticized her ability to draw wealth to her in her unique way and insisted she had to work hard to earn money. She said that they knew she didn't work hard at all. So she began to run the fear that if she didn't work hard, that meant she didn't deserve the money she had. Her consciousness was on the right track originally. She needed to thank herself instead of becoming fearful. She understood how to manifest abundance, and her life was working in that area without any struggle. However, her friends wanted to pull her down because they all worked hard and they didn't have as much money as she did. Many times I reach out my hand to others, and if they take it and want to learn new things and go to go places, it's wonderful. If they try and drag me down, I say goodbye and I work with somebody who really wants to come up out of the mud. If your life is filled with love and joy, don't listen to some miserable, lonely person who tells you how to run your life. I just thought of a very rude saying that I should probably not say online. It's a RuPaul quote, that's all.
If they ain't paying your bills, pay those people no mind.
Yes. If your life is rich and abundant, don't listen to someone who is poor and in debt tell you how to run it. Very often, our parents are the ones telling us how to do things. They come from a place of burden and hardship and misery and then try to tell us how to run our lives. Be mindful of who you take advice from. Only take advice from a person if you want to be more like they are. So critically think about the person who's speaking to you and if you want to be more like them or not. RuPaul, yes.
RuPaul for the win.
Inspiring attitudes. You know, if you're into that kind of thing at all, it can be a very inspiring and an inspiring thing to watch, Drag Race, because these are all people who have been met with all kinds of negativity and people trying to drag them down, and they have to, and the entire premise of the show is seeing if a person can handle the stresses of being an industry face and name. That's the actual point of the challenges. So watching these people, and of course RuPaul, overcome these all the negativity in their lives and from society and from their other competitors and the stresses of being in the industry, it really shows you people who let things slide off of them or don't.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to learn from that.
It's absolutely a learning experience. Some years back when I was personally trying to find my own confidence again, watching Drag Race and connecting with one of the winners, Jinx Monsoon, was actually something that really helped me a great deal. She has a saying that I still use to this day when something bothers me, and it's water off a duck's back.
Yes, it was very inspiring. It's water off the duck's back. It's also an excellent psychic health technique. Instead of water, it's everyone else's energy, especially if you are a reader or healer. Don't take it in. You don't have to take it in to be able to perceive and read it or to manipulate it. You just have to let it run off.
Yeah.
Just like
absolutely.
other people's BS.
So, yes. Just another personal tip from the two of us. Drag Race is a great way to learn about confidence.
Obviously, no one is perfect, but RuPaul is a great role model in terms of self-confidence, manifesting abundance. It's definitely the attitude of being a queen of one's life and owning any room that you walk into, and this sense of deserving everything that she has.
Yes, absolutely.
And that is a very important mindset for manifesting more in your life, is really feeling that so many of us just feel like we don't even deserve to exist. We're not even entitled to that much, so it is a strong contrast to truly feel that you deserve to live well or excellently. Anyway, let us continue with the reading. Be mindful of who you listen to.
That's the moral of the story.
If they're not paying your bills, pay negative people no mind. Alright. Many people worry about the economy and believe they will either earn or lose money due to the economic situation at present. However, the economy is always moving up and down, so it doesn't matter what is happening out there or what others do to change the economy. We are not stuck because of the economy. No matter what is happening out there in the world, it only matters what you believe about yourself. If you have a fear about becoming homeless, ask yourself, where am I not at home within myself? Where do I feel abandoned? What do I need to do to experience inner peace? Those are some strong questions. All outer experiences reflect inner beliefs. I've always used the affirmation, my income is constantly increasing. Another affirmation I like is, I go beyond my parents' income level. You have a right to earn more than your parents did. It's almost a necessity since things cost more now. Women especially experience a lot of conflict with this one. Often they find it difficult to earn more than their fathers are earning. They need to go beyond their feelings of not deserving and accept the abundance of financial wealth that is their divine right. Your job is only one of the many channels of an infinite source of money. Money is not the object of your right work. Money can come to you in many ways and from many avenues. No matter how it comes, accept it with joy and as a gift from the universe. You should not work for money if you can help it. At least move into that mindset. You should work as an expression of what you are. Or at the very least to add to your life and other people's lives. I know in some situations that may be hard to conceptualize, but start working on it. You don't have to get it right away. It's definitely a transition. A young lady was complaining that her in-laws were buying her new baby all sorts of nice things and she could not afford to buy anything. I reminded her that the universe wanted that baby to be well supplied with an abundance of all good and used the in-laws as a channel to supply it. She then could be grateful and appreciate the way in which the universe was providing for her baby. I'm trying not to laugh. If people want to give you things, it is
Say thank you.
Say thank you if you end up not keeping the gift. As long as it is freely given.
It's something that we do without even realizing we're doing it, but it pushes abundance out of our lives. It pushes gratitude out of our lives. And it makes it so much harder for us to actually move forward or gain anything in life because we're constantly ungrateful or feeling undeserving of these offers and gifts. It's really important when you're given something that you just accept it.
When you turn down a compliment or a gift or gesture, like someone offers you to buy lunch, and of course if there's like weird strings attached, then, you know, turn it down. I just mean things that are freely given, like someone just wants to do something nice for you, accept it. When you don't accept those things, you're kind of, if you don't accept those things, then it's kind of giving a signal that you won't accept other good things into your life. Or even if you did, they would kind of be spoiled, like you wouldn't really appreciate them. And the thing, it's important to accept with gratitude from other people, because it's not just about the prosperity or the value of the thing they're giving you. There is always an emotional component. So no matter, even if they don't take it personally and they're not like hurt in any way by turning it down, you've kind of also pushed away that kindness and part of themselves they're offering. Psychology tip, when you accept things from other people, they like you more. Ironic. We usually do things for others to get them to like us, but the surest way to get someone to like you is to accept good things from them.
Absolutely. They're giving to you to fulfill something, a need of theirs. When they go out of their way to offer you something, it's because they've come from a similar place, or they're coming from a place of love and kindness. So when you tell them, no, I don't want it, the only thing you're doing is shutting down their need to do something that makes them feel fulfilled. So don't deny people their kindness.
It was a very interesting thing when I learned it, but giving people stuff is not the trick to getting people to like you or feel positive things towards you. Accepting things from them, that's the trick. I just say that because it's a very strong idea that, you know, if you want people to like you more, you should do things for them and get them things. But it's actually when you accept from them, you accept their goodwill and feelings, and people like you more when they have given you things.
Yep.
Odd thing.
It's
Odd
very
thing.
weird. It's not what you would expect at all, huh?
Mm-hmm. Also, it's a pretty good indicator because then you're less likely to run into people who are mostly takers.
Yeah.
If they've extended their goodwill towards you, the chances of a balanced relationship are more likely.
All right. Is that the reading today? Or are you still going?
We're still going. I just apparently have a lot to add today. I don't usually.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, we've been upvoted on the sharing personal experiences part, so...
Well, great.
Well, great.
Iris says, so true. I have a lot of blocks around receiving because I've given and have been given to from places that lack so often. Yes. If it doesn't feel, if it feels weird or bad to accept something, obviously you don't have to. This is just a suggestion. Giving from a place of lack, you should really only give if it feels good to you. I know this is difficult because there's a lot of obligatory situations in which we feel like we are supposed to give or do something. So try to move more towards that. Be very mindful of how that feels. Because when you can give or accept, give in a place that feels good, then it's affirming to yourself that you're not actually depriving yourself by giving and not engaging that lack energy. And that's just kind of like generally towards everyone, even though it was inspired by that comment. Let's check out the comments. Alright, so I'm going to read the next section. If that's alright, hopefully it's not too long. I try to not read too much, I just had a lot more to say than I usually do. So the next section is relationships on the job. I don't know, should I keep going or?
I have no idea where you needed stopped.
I've read like 2.5 pages.
That doesn't tell me anything. Is it a good stopping point?
I don't know. So I'm about to start relationships on the job.
Then that's a good stopping point.
Okay. Well,
A good stopping point is when a thought ends and a new one begins. So yes, we should stop there.
alright. Well, I think that is plenty for us to think about. That's usually why I like to stop. I don't want to...
Besides, it changes thoughts. If we want to continue to discuss this topic, that'd be fine.
Yes.
But the thought does change at that point.
Yes, I don't want this message and thought to get lost by adding more to it. We can continue to discuss this point. Hi, honey. Hi. More cats. Hi, honey.
Hashtag more cats.
We have the more cat screen on?
We do. Well, that does conclude the reading. However, we can continue to discuss what came up.
Beautiful little lady. We can also discuss how beautiful my little lady is.
You've been a good girl this morning. Her favorite thing is when we're both petting her together. So.
For anyone who would like to keep hearing more out of the book, just join me tomorrow during the morning report and we will continue where we left off. Of course, you can also get the book for yourself and read at your leisure. Hi, honey bun.
Hi, sweetheart.
Oh, we're settling in.
Oh, that is a happy cat. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here. I need like a little a little spot to sit right there so I can sit at the desk. There we go. I'll just sit on the floor. Right here.
So yes, we were discussing something about money.
Hashtag more cats always seems to derail us a little bit. But it's worth it. Don't put the book in the way. People want to see cats.
Well, if anyone has questions about the material we read or anything else that came up during the report, or there's something on your mind, you're welcome to ask. I may refer your questions to my inbox depending on the nature of the question.
Oh.
That's sweet. That's sweet.
Yes, she is the sweetest cat on the planet.
She likes to cuddle and to hug.
Mm-hmm.
She does this thing where she'll jump up on a shelf and she'll stand on her hind legs and reach to us, and that means up.
Yep.
She wants to be picked up.
Yeah. And her favorite cuddles are when we're both here. That's why she's looking like a happy cat right now, because she's got both her people with her.
I will check the comments in just a moment. I'm a tad nearsighted, so I can't see from all the way back here.
Cats are good reminders to take breaks. Absolutely, Iris. She reminds us to take breaks often.
So I guess another pet PSA, although I'm sure most of you know this, animals are feeling, living creatures. They have souls. They're sentient. So my cats are very emotionally sensitive. So be more considerate and thoughtful towards the animals in your life.
Let's see.
Their feelings can get hurt too.
Penny says, I'm grateful that you are sharing your beautiful journey with us every day. We have many great things to think about because you shared your life through your time with us. I'm a little nearsighted too. I'm mostly getting the comments. Let's see. Ray has a question.
Okay.
Do the cats take the bad energy from us and transmute it? Some cats can. Not all cats have that ability. Every cat is unique, just like people. Aresh, for instance, is very empathic and does actually have a healing ability, which allows her to alleviate pain and sadness. So in her case, yes, she does take energy and transmute it into something better.
Sometimes we do stop her from doing it. We don't want
Yes.
what we're dealing with to hurt her. So we will actively stop her from doing that, though she does
Yes.
try.
There are times, I deal with a chronic illness, so there are times when it's too much for her, and I will actually have to lock her out of the room, or she gets lethargic and depressive if she takes on too much. So we do have to beware, be aware of how much work she does. Our other cat, Katniss, not even a little bit.
She's very empathic, but she's not a healer.
She is not a healer, and she does not handle her abilities well. She's probably the most unbalanced cat I've ever had in my life, which is saying a lot because I've had a lot of cats. She has anxiety and obsessive compulsive disorder, which sounds crazy that I'm talking about a cat, but it's very true. And she does not control her abilities at all.
Well, it's her first time being in a cat body, so it's okay.
It is her first time being in a cat body, so we take it in stride.
She was we mean it quite literally, she was a winged spirit, so this might be her first time in a body, so
Yes.
I can't blame her for her difficulty.
Are you done?
Alright.
Say goodbye to the people.
Okay.
Are you done?
Alright, you don't
wanna
have
come
to
sit on
stay,
my desk?
sweetheart.
You want to come sit on my desk? No, I'm pretty happy with all this loving.
Alright.
Oh, beautiful baby.
Oh, I guess she's going to sit here.
You gonna stay there if I get up? I'm coming back to my desk so I can check things.
Alright. Let's see. Reiki healing can help cats.
I have actually met Reiki healers that do work with cats that have illnesses and stuff.
Careful, honey. My food is right there. You're putting your tail in it.
Well, but don't you want a little extra love in your meal? Go.
And my magic, yes, not my food.
Come on, baby.
Come here. Come here to other desk. Here, we'll
Alright.
cat cam to the other desk for a minute. Other desk. Other desk. This is where the kitchen witch works.
Oh,
Can we see her? Am I
yes,
doing a good job?
you
Okay.
are. She looks very cute and happy.
This is where she is most of the time during the stream. She likes to sit on my face.
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna put that back. A little awkward. Oh,
Alright, let us switch back. Alright. Hello again. Well, this brings us to the end of the report, unless anyone else has any more comments or questions.
Prepare to be spieled at.
Just a little bit. If you enjoyed this morning metaphysical report, please like, follow, or subscribe to my page or channel. If you would like to look at my Facebook page, where that's the best way to get a hold of me, and where most of my content is, that link is on screen. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/freedomdreamcoaching. That tag is on screen, and the links to everything I mentioned are in the description of the video as well. Right now we have a poll for the Morning Metaphysical Report on Patreon. I encourage you to check that out. I would really love your feedback. It's going to ask you what you would like, segments you'd like to see added to the morning report, and any segments you'd like to see taken away. And that is where the cat cam comes from, because so far the highest vote has been more cats. That link is now in the comments. You do have to have a Patreon account to take the poll, but it is free to create an account.
Yeah, absolutely.
I encourage you to check out our personal Patreon page to learn more about us, our goals, and how you can join us on our journey and support the creation of more content like this. We have plans for expanding the Morning Metaphysical Report, which with increased support, such as adding an official Kitchen Witch segment in which we would discuss herbology and cooking tips,
Which would be
cooking
amazing.
with magic and intention. And we will also have a physical fitness / wellness segment added by our friend who is very connected to his dragon spirituality. So fitness geared towards your personal nature. And of course there will be more with time. Those are the current thoughts. Yeah.
I'm going to spiel for myself for just a moment.
All right, great.
On the Freedom Dream Coaching page, we will be doing an event next month on January 11th, which is a seminar and discussion on the importance of knowing yourself in magic. Not many of you know this, but I am actually a spiritual life coach. That's what I do. And this is a free public event. You're all welcome to come and check it out. We're going to talk about ways to get to know yourself better, and how that applies to creating magic that works for you, as well as how that can improve your mindset and the way you draw in prosperity. It's going to be very educational, very helpful. I recommend you all check it out. And for those of you that are part of our Patreon team, you will all be getting a 1 week coaching, what's the word I want?
For free?
For free. You'll be getting a week of coaching for free on the topic of knowing yourself and diving deeper into who you are.
If you want to become part of that become a member on Patreon. The lowest membership level is $1 a month, and it goes up from there. You get rewards. You can read all about all that online. So if you want to be added to our private learning group and join on that free coaching, $1 a month. Join now.
Yes, it's a good way to start the year. I'm trying to kick off the beginning of the year with knowing yourself better so that you can have a good year ahead. Everyone's just sitting here watching you eat avocado toast, by the way, which is hilarious. Welcome to the stream, everybody.
I can turn the camera so they're looking at you, but you don't like being on screen.
Not very much. Doing a live seminar is going to be kind of...
She was talking, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to eat.
So, yeah, that's what's going on right now. Are you going to be doing readings today?
Probably. If you visit my Facebook page, I do a stream, a reading stream. Yeah, so if that interests you, you should like and follow my Facebook page, because then you will know every time that I go live, and you can catch my other videos, like my reading videos.
Right. 'Cause there's a
I
lot
think
more
that's
going on.
everything.
I think that's everything. Yeah, getting ready for New Year's.
Yes, we are contemplating doing a New Year's event. Exactly what is not yet determined, but will be today.
Yes.
It will be determined today.
It will be determined today. If we do a New Year's event, we're thinking about doing a New Year's Eve countdown to midnight party.
The only problem I have is time zones, but we'll discuss that.
Yes. So we're figuring that out today. So definitely make sure you're following Lysander Clairvoyant here on Facebook for that information.
Yes, that will only be posted to my Facebook page, and information about the New Year's event and exactly what is happening. So, thank you everyone for watching and joining me for today's Morning Metaphysical Report.
It was wonderful to see you all.
My name is Lysander Xanthus. Have a blessed day. Be blessed.
Bye.
Bye.